Almost had me. Almost had me. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys right here. This is the Air Jordan 12 Retro in the white and university blue colorway, also known or originally known as the Melos. Ooh. Now, like most Air Jordan 12s, the box is just like this, or most of the recent Air Jordan 12s, I should say, because they're trying to give you that original feel from the original release. And this is similar to the boxes that they originally did drop in. However, there are some inconsistencies as of late. Usually, they've been very good about using Nike Air branding on collabs and OG colorways only, or shoes that tell OG style stories. Same thing with the packaging. This, however, is different. They've got OG branding on the top, whereas normally if it's a retro colorway, AKA not an original colorway, they'll have a Jumpman on there. And so this guy has got a swoosh on there. I thought that was a little bit weird, just because, again, it's a little inconsistent as far as like, you know, the overall branding and things like that. Basically what they're trying to tell you is original and what's not. So they're saying that this is original, but it's not. It is, however, original to the year of 2004, which is exactly when this shoe in this specific colorway first released, and that was within the model's first original retro run. So a lot of people will say like, oh, there was the 1995 Air Jordan 1, 2, and 3s, and that was true. There were retros in 1995. They were very short-lived. They all went to clearance, believe it or not, because people just weren't ready for remakes and reissues. They wanted the new thing. The new. And those were also specifically to celebrate Jordan's legacy career, because that was a release or a retro release within his first retirement. Fast forward to 1999 and you'll hear people talk about 1999 Air Jordan 4s and 2000 Air Jordan 3s and things like that. And again, that was during his second retirement, and the shoes were reissued, retroed, brought back, and they were really well received that time. And ever since, they've been like a retro brand, even though back then they did mix a lot of new models, new tech, team models, because they were building a brand at that moment. And that continued all the way to 2004 when they were signing brand new athletes and things like that. Carmelo Anthony was one of them. No, he was not one of the original Team Jordan members, but he was in that kind of like second big grouping. We had Chris Paul, and those two specifically got signatures. It was awesome. But before they got their own signatures, they wore PE makeups of the flagship models and the retros and stuff like that, which is so fun. At least in my opinion, I love seeing this. Being able to see a retro Jordan in Denver Nuggets throwback colors like this, or a Charlotte looking colorway for the first time, was really cool. And then when we've got this guy right here releasing again in 2004 for the first time, while it was a slight tribute to Jordan's alma mater, the University of North Carolina, it was also being worn heavily by one Carmelo Anthony while he was on the team, Denver Nuggets. But anyways, fast forward to 2025, the shoe is back again as a retro for the first time. The outsole is awesome. Not only does it look great, but it's super functional as well. This is a great shoe for indoors or outdoors. You've got herringbone on there. You've got some thick ass rubber. This is just an amazing shoe to play in. I always say it alternates between the Air Jordan 13 and the Air Jordan 12 for me, which one is the best Air Jordan retro to play in. We actually have a video on that in case you missed it. And then there's also a performance review on the shoe if you just wanted to see that. But I would highly recommend the best retro Jordan to play in just because it's more summarized. Like I was saying, the outsole looks amazing. It's great for performance. And we've got these bad boys right here that, ooh. And yeah, this is the outsole right here, and it's really thick. Like, this doesn't have a lot of flop to it. A lot of the modern outsoles will be super thin and things like that, and they'll have like a ton of flop. The only reason why it's flopping right now is because of all of these holes. But yeah, it's a firm guy.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Actually, if you look at the little ribs or whatever it is that you want to call them, and you look at them individually, you'll see how thick this rubber is. So that is not normal, and it's one of the things that makes this shoe so special, at least in my opinion. These are known as the tanks of the Air Jordan line, and for good reason. They'll just last. Now, underneath the rubber outsole, there is a large carbon fiber plate. It looks just like this. Some of the originals from 1997 actually did extend a little bit up to the forefoot. I believe that those primarily were the taxi versions, because somewhere down the line, they just got shorter. And somewhere down the line, I mean, like by the second release. I'm wondering if MJ felt like the shoe itself was too restrictive, because the plate was very much into the forefoot. For whatever reason, they made a change order mid-run, because only original taxis, when I see them blown out like this, or blown apart is where you see the more extended carbon fiber plate. Otherwise, they all kind of look like this. But either way, that's what's in there, but it's a beautiful university blue color, and I just think that it looks great. Now, the midsole itself is Phylon. It's supposed to be super lightweight. In this particular package, it does not feel like that, but all the weight is not coming from the Phylon here. Again, if you take the shoe apart, this is the lightest thing of the shoe. Like this is super light. It's also super thin, not super thin, but it's not as thick as what it looks like. You actually sit in this, like my finger is in there. Not a magic trick, it's in there. You know, same thing up here. Like you're sitting inside of the majority of the midsole. It's for stability, containment, all that kind of good stuff. Embedded within that is this bad boy right here. I know it doesn't look very cool right now because it's fucking old as shit. But this is a full-length Zoom Air unit. That is what's in the retros still, and they are amazing. The insole is this white Dream Cell. This one feels ultra lightweight, like it feels like it's nothing. Can we get some consistency with these things, please? Sometimes they feel good. Most of the time they feel like this. They feel cheap. Where's the dense polyurethane? Where's that? Even though they were never in the originals, this I wouldn't consider being in like an upgrade, but I wouldn't necessarily consider it a downgrade. It's just kind of meh. And yes, you could take this out, swap it out for anything else that you like. If you wear an orthotic, you wear move insoles, you wear the super insoles, it doesn't really matter. This is not glued down, so again, you could just pull it right out and put in anything else that you want. Now the upper on these is actually quite nice. It's not like the best overall shape, at least it's like the right shoe. I don't know what it is. Every pair of Jordan 12s I get, like I pull out the left shoe first. Left shoe like looks great. You know what I mean? It's built really well. It looks symmetrical. It looks perfect. And then I pull out the right shoe and I'm like, what the why is it always mangled? You know what I mean? Like it just looks crooked. It looks weird. There's always a puff right here at the forefoot. Like what the is going on? It's so strange, but goddamn, this left one is beautiful. So yeah, the shape is weird still. I would like them to really reshape the whole thing, but maybe we'll get that eventually. Anyways, like I was saying, the upper is very nice. It's just not super premium. They are very thin cuts of leather, but they have a very thin coat of polyurethane on top. So they're at least really soft. They're malleable. They're going to flex well. Again, if you want to play in something like this, it's not going to be quite as strong as the original, but stronger than mesh and textiles and things like that for sure. The overlay material, the stripes that you see with the lizard embossed texture, those are ultra thin. I'm actually surprised. Like these are very thin and actually very flexible. Some of the retros, especially some of the recent ones that we've gotten, like those stripes have been really thick and very stiff, like heavily reinforced or whatever. And so it makes the shoe flex weird and it just kind of looks strange. You know what I mean? These are very soft. I don't know if it's just because it's a white leather or what, but they feel, surprisingly, they feel like the 2004 release, like the 2004 retros. I used to have the black and reds, now known as the Breads or the Flu Games, whatever the you want to call them nowadays, but back then we just called them black and red. And that shoe might have been softer than the originals from 97. Like they had like super supple leather on them and stuff like that. This really reminds me of that. Like it reminds me of that specific shoe. It's kind of weird. I don't know if they're doing that on purpose or it's again just sourcing of the material, but for whatever reason, they feel great. Even the leather on the tongue is real. Wow. You know what I mean? Like color me shocked. Jordan Brand, you actually gave me some that I like. This is dope. The little eyelets up here are not metal though, like they were originally. They are still plastic. They look better than they used to. Like now they actually have like the proper, like, what would you call this? Brushed nickel? Yeah, like something like that. Whatever that color is, like they got that look to it. Looks better than when they were like shiny plastic. The heel tab and the heel itself is probably my favorite part about the Air Jordan 12. It just looks great. I love this tab. I love modern stitching as well. Everything just looks super premium back there. It's so nice. It's so good, dude. Like I love it. I just think it looks great. The colors look great, everything. This is dope. And in terms of overall fit, they do fit true to size, so whatever you typically wear, that's exactly what I would recommend. If you have a very slim or narrow foot and you wanted to play in these and have a 1-to-1 fit, you could get away with going down half a size, but true to size for most is going to be perfect. And with all that being said, what is today's user submitted question of the day?
Unfortunately, Stephen Curry just got a hamstring strain.
Oh, this is a current question. Okay.
If you were the GM and had a magical time bending device that allowed you to pick one of these players to step in for him until he's healthy, who would you pick? 1986 Michael Jordan or 2001 Allen Iverson?
That's two very similar players. And I don't mean overall. MJ's a more complete player, but he specifically stated 86 MJ?
Yeah, versus 2001.
Right.
Allen Iverson.
2001 Allen Iverson took a team of just people that you would not think to the NBA Finals. So, I mean, I'm going probably AI. Yeah, 86 Jordan didn't, I mean, he was having a hard time with the Pistons still. What I mean by like similar players though is selfish. You know what I mean? Like at that point, MJ wasn't the most complete version of himself. He was still growing as a player. He was still pretty young, still very much an ISO guy. I don't think Phil was on the team yet. I think Phil was on the team a little bit later. Or was he? I think Doug Collins maybe was only there for a couple of years. Let me check. 1989. So he was not there yet. Did I say Phil Collins?
I can feel
yeah,
it.
because it's Doug. Yeah, it's Doug Collins. I sure hope I didn't say Phil
I'm
Collins.
Oh Lord.
Sorry.
Back to action.
What about you guys? If you had a choice between swapping current Curry right now in the ongoing NBA playoffs, and you had to swap him out with in 1986 MJ or a 2001 Allen Iverson, who would it be and why? On top of all of that, sound off below and let us know what you think about the return of the Air Jordan 12 Melos. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one.